Controversial fucking corner.
The whole fucking show.
The whole fucking show. Back once again. Been on hiatus for a bit. But, as great hosts as we are, we're not going to leave you hanging for too long. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Not so much wrestling related on the first part of the show. We're going to get into a few things. Some that's been in the news, some that's not been in the news, which I have an exclusive on that soon. But first, my buddy Axel Draven, my co-host, is going to start off.
Well, just to start off, I want to bring up the fact that the whole Zimmerman thing, in case y'all haven't heard, now he's in jail for threatening to pull a gun out on his wife, or he did pull a gun out on his wife. But, and on the note of, we're talking about Zimmerman, if you remember months ago, they were trying to say it was a racial hate crime because he wasn't black and he fucking did this shit to a black guy, blah, blah, blah.
Which, again, no evidence was proving that it was a racially motivated crime if you watch the trial.
If you will.
If you will.
But,
Daddy,
here's the thing. Now, just recently, we had 3 young black teenagers go out and not take out just one white gentleman, but 2. One of them was an Australian guy who was going to college over here in the United States for something or another.
And the other being a World War II veteran in his 90s.
Yeah.
I mean...
And they said they did it because they were bored. And then one of the idiots posted on Facebook that he killed, or they've knocked off 9 peckerwoods. And for you people who don't understand what a peckerwood is, it is the ghetto slang for black people to call us white people.
Such as honky.
Yeah, I mean, so if you think about it, you know, Jesse Jackson and all those fucking people are sitting there saying it's not a racial hate crime. Yes, it is. If they're sitting there talking about, they killed 2 white people because they were bored, and that they knocked off 9 other peckerwoods, that's a racial slur. That'd be like me calling Jesse Jackson a dumb nigger.
However, here's the thing. This is not getting major news coverage like other stories are. I mean, it's been in the news, but wasn't covered like the Zimmerman trial was covered for the Trayvon Martin shooting.
Yeah, I mean, why isn't this being posted? Why did we only hear about it for a brief 2 days and that was it?
Why? Because anything that happens to white people, it's okay. But if we uproar and outcry about it, we become racist. And keep in mind, we, and not just we being white, but just people in general, do not try to make things about race. However, when certain issues are brought up, other people like to throw in the race cards, such as Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, who are race baiters. They can say all they want, that they're all about racial equality and bringing people together, but that's bullshit. Because if that was true, they'd be out of a job. One, they wouldn't have a platform to stand on.
But, you know, it's the whole situation. If you look at it, okay, they're going to sit there and say, if a white person does anything to a black person, it's a racial hate crime.
Yeah, it's a hate crime.
You know, but if a black person does it to a white person, it was, you know, it was just a violent crime. It was this, it was that.
Yeah.
Call it how it is.
He was a troubled kid.
A spade.
He came from a bad part of town.
Who gives a fuck?
There's every reason behind the book.
There's white kids that come from a bad part of town. But you know what? If they fucking shoot up a fucking busload of fucking black people, guess what? It's a racial hate crime. But you let in the same fucking neighborhood a black person go on a fucking bus and shoot up a shit ton of fucking crackers. It's not a racial hate crime. It's just a kid because he grew up in a violent place. Yeah. He grew up in the hood. Man, fuck that bullshit. It's just like September 11th. You notice on September 11th, you didn't see people posting about, you know, rest in peace to all the people who died during the towers, this, that, and the other. No, they were so worried about the Muslims going up in the fucking D.C. and marching through Washington, D.C. They were worried about the bikers showing up in D.C. They were worried about the Aryan Brotherhood showing up in D.C. Who gives a fuck? I wish the Aryan Brotherhood would have showed up in D.C. I wish a war would have fucking started. That's right. Anarchy and chaos. Maybe that's what the United States needs. Maybe we need to do away with our fucking government and start all over from scratch. Because I guarantee it, if our fucking founding fathers seen the way America is right now,
they're rolling over in their graves at this moment.
Damn right. Ronald Reagan's probably spinning. He's spinning. John Wayne spinning. All these American heroes are steady spinning because this country that they loved has gone straight down the fucking toilet.
And yet we're more worried about helping other countries than our own. For instance, the Syria thing. Now, I'm all for stopping dictatorship. You know, the man over there has been gassing his own people, a la Saddam Hussein years ago. Yeah, that's wrong. We need to stop that shit. But then at the same time, you know, Obama's putting out, you know, that address about, oh, you know, we're not the world police, but this, and that. You know, we're so concerned about other countries' problems, but yet, you know, we have a homeless situation in America that is ever growing. Unemployment's been sky high for the past few years.
Well, it's like the theory that I threw out.
Illegal immigrants constantly crossing our borders and taking hard-working American jobs from us because they work cheap.
It's like, Sonny, it's like the thing I brought up a while ago when I had Izzy and Sane on the show. Okay, if you people sat down and looked it up, we have more open homes with nobody living in them than we do homeless in the United States.
Yeah.
There's a hint right there. Okay, let's take the homeless and stick them in these homes. Even if they're condemned or they need to be remodeled or whatever, there's jobs for the homeless. You offer these people these places to stay, but you have to fix them to live here. Guess what? They're going to get back up. The fucking neighborhood's going to start looking better because you're giving these people what they need. They need a place to live. Start worrying about here. Fuck over there.
Yeah, I mean, we may look like a couple of shit-kicking, dumbass rednecks, but you know what? Down in our hearts, we're patriots, and we want what's best for our country. And it ain't about race or we're better than you or anything. Black, white, whatever. If you're a good, true-hearted American, you want to do good for this country, more power to you. We're on your side. We're not trying to say, oh, you know, white power, we just only want all whites. No, it's not about that. We're just trying to stop the ignorance in this country that just seems to keep growing and growing.
And that's the problem with this country right now. I mean, there's so much ignorance, and it's not just the white people. It's not just the black people. It's basically the machine,
yeah.
the liberals.
And you know, it's an abuse of power all around. I'm going to give you, for instance, a lot of you don't know this yet. Last Friday, I was down in Chesapeake Beach. Cops were beating on this guy. He was a white guy. All the cops were white. The guy was white. Had the guy down on the ground. They had him subdued. This third cop came over, started beating him with the flashlight, and kneeing him in the back. You want to know something? I got that on video. Unfortunately, I can't share that right now with a lot of people because there's an ongoing situation with that. But believe me, at some point it's going to get out, and I witnessed it. So that again goes back to a point where we're saying that it's not about race. It's about, you know, ignorance and abuse of power in all different facets, you know, from the top level all the way down to like county cops. Specifically, Calvert County cops.
Well, it's not even just Calvert County. And this goes for you people who think, okay, Maryland's just a nice place. Maryland's not a nice place because the county right next door to Calvert, Anne Arundel County, just in 1 week from the Calvert County beating, there was a beating in Edgewater of a mentally challenged man. Okay, I've known this guy since I was wee-high to a fucking grasshopper. They beat the man in his own home after his family was yelling at the police officer saying the man was mentally challenged. He was scared for his life. They beat him for no reason. The man had this obsession with any time an accident or something would happen in Woodland Beach, he would go outside and view it. Go out there and clean up after the police would leave the scene of the crime. Well, he went out to view this because it happened out in front of his house. And what did the police do? They scared him. They chased him into his own home and beat him and tased him in front of his family. The man was scared out of his fucking mind. You know what I call that? I call that police brutality. That's some fucking little Peckerwood who gets a badge on his fucking chest and a gun on his fucking waist.
Trying to be a cowboy with the point to prove.
That's right. And you know what? Fuck you, dude. Come down here, take your badge off, put your gun to the side, and I'll kick your ass all over Edgewater. Shady Side, Calvert County, it doesn't fucking matter. You know, if you're a cop, do your job. Your job is to serve and protect. Not beat up mentally challenged people or jump some fucking guy after you got him in handcuffs.
Yeah.
You know, that's the point we're trying to prove. Not to say that we're, you know, like Eazy-E and say fuck the police.
No.
But,
you know, about the police protecting you, you know, we need the police, we need them to protect the innocent and all this and that. What we don't need is for hotheads with a badge thinking they can do whatever they want and get away with it just because they have a nice little shiny badge or a little thing saying corporal or lieutenant or whatever. That don't mean shit. Just because you have that doesn't give you the right to go overboard and beat someone senseless just because you can.
Or tase a mentally challenged
Or tase a mentally challenged person.
Yeah.
Which, if you've been a cop long enough in the area, you would know this man.
Boogie Lawson. You people who watch this shit, y'all know who he is. Y'all know he wouldn't hurt a fucking fly. The man can't even count his own money. But the fucking Anne Arundel County Police are gonna beat him and tase him like he's fucking some white piece of trash. Fuck that. But on other notes, we're talking about, you know, the police and everything. I've had the police come out to my house a few weeks ago, which it was in the newspaper because of a pit bull biting. And I love the way that the fucking newspaper posted this shit. It said that a vicious pit bull attacked 3 people. The dog didn't attack. The dog was protecting his home. The person that got bit was warned to stay out of the yard.
Leave it again for the media to spin it however way they want it to.
But yeah, they didn't put that in there. They put that the girl was walking through the yard and the vicious pit bull attacked. And there we go. Here's racism for you, and it's not even towards a human being, it's towards a fucking animal. As soon as you say it's a pit bull, it's a vicious dog, you know. They don't even need to know the fucking dog.
Again, pit bulls are only violent because of their owners. They're not born into hatred and violence.
That's right.
That's how they're raised and brought up.
I mean, you want to talk about a vicious dog, go look at a Chihuahua. That little motherfucker's that eat your ankles
Or
off.
a Cocker Spaniel. Those little motherfuckers
Yeah.
will fucking bite you all day long.
Yeah, well,
But you don't hear people talking about Cocker Spaniels.
Nope.
No.
But we do have some good news for the underground music people. October 1st, go out and get the 2 Hank 3 CDs. He's putting a rock CD out and a country CD. So, you know where me and Sonny are going to be at Best Buy. October 1st. This shit's going to be badass. It's going to melt your fucking brain. But, you got anything else you want to fucking bitch and complain about?
On this note now, I think we've pretty much covered all of our bases.
But I will be doing an episode, especially tomorrow, just me by myself, and I will have a special guest on it. Hopefully you people remember the little kid that chewed up his pastry and made a handgun out of it. Guess what? That's right, I will have Joshua Welch on this show tomorrow, and he will tell y'all the truth behind that story, not what the Baltimore news and everybody else wants to tell you. You're going to hear the full truth. You're going to hear it out of him and out of his father's mouth.
Exclusively on Controversial Corner.
That's right. So, this is Axel Draven.
Sonny Suicide.
And we're signing the fuck off.